Do I start off whisking or when
Yeah, just start whisking and like use good form. Colin, if you're watching this, this is how you whisk. There we go. Hi, welcome back to Sizzling Hot with Sarah Michelle. I'm Sarah Michelle. We're on the butcher block today, and I have Isaac Recinos. Thank you so much for joining me today, Isaac.
It's fun. I'm excited. I've been looking forward to being on your show, so I'm excited to get this started, and I love chicken, so...
Can you tell people what we're actually making? What are we making today?
So we're making one of my favorite dishes. It is Nashville Hot Chicken. If you haven't tried it, shame on you.
Shame on you.
It's really good.
That means you have to watch my show so that you can learn how to make it. Now, before we get into the cooking and into the sports, I want to remind everyone to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell notification to get notified when I post a new video. Just to remind everyone, I have new videos every first and third Wednesday of every single month. I am consistently here on YouTube, so make sure that you watch all my videos, leave comments down below. I'd love to chat with you guys. And also follow me on social media. I'm pretty fun on there, and I just have fun. All right, now that we're done with the introductions, are you ready, Isaac?
Let's get sizzling.
Let's get sizzling. All right, everyone, we are back. I have everything set up. For the purposes of today, Isaac, I'm actually going to teach you how to make the Nashville Hot Chicken. So we have our seasoned chicken already. We have our batter. There's eggs, buttermilk, some Louisiana hot sauce, and a little bit of pickle juice just to add that tang. This is just some flour. It's kind of, crumbly, but it's gonna stick to that chicken and it's gonna fry really well. And then we have our oil that's already heating up. Oof. All right, so let's begin. We're gonna talk about the NBA today. I wanna start by talking about the Brooklyn Nets. And with that, you can grab your tongs and we will begin.
Let's do it.
Okay, I wanna talk about the Brooklyn Nets. Do you think that their new buyouts, make or break the team, and do you think it will make them better or worse in the long run?
Here's what I think. I think they did excellent with getting LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin. Those are two interesting signings because what that does for Brooklyn is it gives them a lot of depth. They have a lot of depth. Not only that, they have some chemistry already building in the team. You have guys like Jeff Green that's already played with Harden before. Harden, first time playing with Blake Griffin, but Jeff Green's played with Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin's played with DeAndre Jordan. They had great days in the Clippers. That was Lob City. Also, if you've watched some of his recent games, Blake Griffin still has a pep in his step, and he can fly.
Yes, he can. Dunk. He definitely can.
He can move. He's looking great. He's looking great. So I think that ultimately those two pieces with LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin make Brooklyn a very, very dangerous team. Before then, they were already a top seed. And now they just made themselves better. They bolstered their roster. And when Kevin Durant comes back, that team is looking like a legitimate contender coming out of the East. And with LeBron James' injury, that makes things a little interesting because now, I don't know, it's starting to look like Brooklyn could be a favorite for the NBA title, which is very interesting. But yes, I really like those additions, and I do think that it will make them a better team. It will help them a lot.
Okay, so you mentioned LeBron James's injury, and I also want to point out that Joel Embiid, he's also injured as well, which is not great for the 76ers. How do you think that's going to affect the MVP race? And I want to throw out 3 names that I think, might be major contenders now that those two are not in the running, most likely, because of, them being out. So we have Jokic, we have Harden, and we have Giannis. So what are your thoughts on those names?
So if you look at the Kia race to the MVP, right now the people that are on top is Jokic, he's first, followed by Damian Lillard, third is James Harden, and fourth is Giannis. Currently, LeBron James and Embiid are in the last 4. So yes, they are top 10, but at this point in the season, it's more important to look at who's in the top 5 because those are guys that can seriously take the award and win the award. However, what's interesting with Jokic is his team isn't a top 3 seed. The only other guy that has ever won that's not a top 3 seed was Russell Westbrook when he did that in 2016, averaging a triple-double, which was amazing, spectacular. Jokic has a shot, but Harden is getting more dangerous because now only he has his team in the top seed. He's been playing well. and he has his team in the top. Lillard is also an interesting option that I believe could be a dark horse to take it, because Lillard has been playing spectacular. Some of the things he's been doing is amazing. It's amazing to see a player do that stuff. Like, that is superstar caliber. So I think the race is going to be interesting, and I don't think it's going to be as easy to pick because, you know, the MVP award is also voted by the media and fans. So it's a little difficult to see where, but I'm rooting for Jokic. I want him to win because the last time a true center won the MVP award was Shaquille O'Neal in 1999 through 2000.
That's a long time ago.
A while ago.
Yeah.
Sure, you've had guys like Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett, but they weren't true centers. They were power forwards and centers, and they switched a lot. Shaquille was the last true center to do it. So it'd be interesting because Jokic has his team playing really well, and he's like a point guard in the middle, which is beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So now I want to move into trades and just acquisitions and everything. I want to talk about how the Rockets have waived Boogie Cousins. So he is out here, you know, and the LA Clippers are actually thinking about picking him up. So how do you think that will affect how things move in LA?
So the interesting thing is I've read some rumors, and they're saying that the Clippers are interested in signing him to a 10-day contract. And what that tells me is that they want to feel him out. They're trying to see what kind of effect he'll have on the team. 10-day contract maybe means he'll get 2 games to play and show what he has. When he was with Houston, he did great. The only thing that was a little sketchy was his attitude sometimes on the court, because it got him some technical fouls. And when you're a veteran presence, that matters. If you leave the court because of something like that, it really does affect your teammates, and it changes the energy of a game. And you would see it with the Rockets. As soon as he came out in those games, it was like a slump for the Rockets, and it took him a while to adjust to losing that, because what Boogie does for your team is he can stretch the court. He can shoot the three-pointer, and he does it pretty well for a center. And he moves pretty well for a center. He's also smart. He has a lot of basketball IQ.
He has a lot of experience. He knows how to move his team. Yeah.
Correct. He could be great for the Clippers, but the Clippers, you can tell, aren't trying to commit to him because it's only a 10-day contract. So they're trying to see him out. So for that reason, I don't believe their front office thinks he can be that big of a difference, and I don't think that he can be that piece. They're already a contender, but they slacked on not picking up that extra piece like Brooklyn did.
Yes.
So it's interesting. I don't think he'll do too much, and I don't think it'll be that difference in terms of pecking order in the Western Conference. So.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's a sizzling hot take to me. Let's talk about Aaron Gordon. The chicken is bubbling right now. It's cooking. We want to make sure it's fully cooked. We don't want any salmonella in Sarah Michelle's kitchen. I don't want you to leave with food poisoning. That would be super embarrassing for me, and I would have to shut everything down. So let's talk about Aaron Gordon and how his move to the Nuggets may affect their playoff chances. Do you think that it will have an impact on that?
I actually do, and I really like Aaron Gordon. He's a great player. He's one of those guys that's like, it's amazing to watch. Like, that guy can jump, that guy can dunk, that guy is an amazing player. I love it. He brings an interesting aspect to the Denver Nuggets because what they did there is they added another weapon for Jokic to work around.
Yes.
Not only that, it helps Jamal Murray. It creates space for them, and it's just another threat. It's another threat presence on the court.
Yes.
Denver in 2020, they made it to the Western Conference Finals. Yes. They were a good team. Sure, they lost to the Lakers, but they were the NBA champion, and they pretty much swept through everyone that run. It was an amazing run.
It was good to watch. I remember that I was definitely rooting for the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah,
I think everyone was rooting. They were kind of an underdog to me.
Yes, they were that dark horse team.
Yeah.
Right now, they're at 5th place. I think that if they can get to that top 4 seed or even in the 5th seed, I think they should be able to make a Western Conference Finals run with Aaron Gordon. I think they're prepped to do it. They did it last year, playing a strong Western Conference. And yes, the Western Conference is strong this year as well. However, I think they can do it. I think they can go to the Western Conference Finals, and Nuggets fans should be rooting for their team to get to the finals. Are they a contender? No, they're not, because you have other teams like Utah, the Clippers, and the Lakers when LeBron gets back. Like,
oh, yes.
Those are contenders. So can they make it to the Western Conference Final and maybe disappoint a team? Who knows? You know, maybe upset someone. It's possible. I think they can do it.
Okay, Isaac, you're bringing in some takes that I don't know how my followers are going to feel about it, but I'm all for it. I'm all for controversy on this show. Just a little bit of controversy just to add some spice. All right, my last question before we take this chicken out, which I'm really excited about. It smells really, really good. So Nate McMillan just got named Eastern Conference Coach of the Month. It was kind of a weird thing because The Hawks, they have lost 4 out of their last 5 games, so they had a pretty good 30-day run. So do you think that this might put the Hawks in a place where they can actually be playoff contenders in the Eastern Conference?
So see, that's a tricky question because Nate McMillan got that position because Lloyd Pierce was fired. They fired Lloyd Pierce because they didn't believe he was taking the team where they needed to go.
Yes.
So Nate McMillan, he had great years with Seattle, great years with Portland. He had 50-win teams with those 2 teams, and he coached them very, very well. Now, he got this position in the middle of the season, and it's kind of tricky to implement your system when this season's already shortened.
Yes.
So it's not that much time. I think currently right now, Atlanta's in the 6th seed. I don't know. I don't know if they'll be able to do something. If they want to actually make a run and the Eastern Conference Finals, they have to shoot to get that 5th seed or 4th seed. Because if I'm Atlanta, I don't want to see Brooklyn in the first round.
No.
I don't want to see the 76ers in the first round. And I sure do not want to see Milwaukee.
No, you do
Because
not.
I don't think Atlanta has the pieces to defend against
prepared.
Milwaukee. Giannis he'd have a field day.
Yeah.
He gets a monstrous stat line. So if they do want to make a run, they'd have to get in that 5th seed or 4th seed. They could possibly get past the first round. Who knows? Because in the 4th seed, 5th seed, they might either play Charlotte or some other lower Eastern Conference team.
Yeah.
So could he do something? Could he make them better? Maybe. But I don't think they have the pieces yet. Yes, they're a great team. They did a good job getting Clint Capella because that gives Trae Young an option, a weapon. Josh Collins has been playing fantastic, and they kept him, so that's a good thing. And they're just missing one more piece to really make him dangerous, or even just, those players maturing, like Trae Young coming more into, more, making himself more of a threat. He's already great.
He's a phenomenal player.
Yeah, he just needs more pieces. They just need more pieces in order to be that team.
So do you think maybe in the next year or so with some trades and acquisitions, they might be able to become that team in 2022?
I believe so, because their front office has presented an ideal place for free agents to want to go to, because they see Trae Young, he's very young, and he has a ton of potential. Josh Collins, Clint Capella is he's a great
awesome.
center.
I miss him.
Yeah,
I miss him here in
great.
Houston.
Yeah, he's great. He had great years in Houston.
Yeah.
He's a great center. He can defend. He's agile. He can move, and he runs the floor. And he's more fit and fast than a lot of centers, which is why he runs the court so well, because he beats them and he gives options. So I just think they're missing one piece, and they are an ideal trade destination, I feel, for some free agents, because that team is just a few pieces away from being fantastic.
Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Isaac. All right, guys, we're going to finish frying this chicken off camera, and we're going to be right back. All right, so now we're back. We did a little movie magic because the chicken takes about 18 minutes to cook through. Again, we no salmonella in Sarah Michelle's kitchen. And we have our hot oil mix here. There's a blend of spices in there, and we took some of our cooking oil, and I have Isaac whisking it. He's doing a really great job. Amazing job, actually. Now, I want to talk about the NCAA. So we are actually coming to a close for the men's and women's championship. But today, I want to talk about the men's championship. Last night, there were 2 really crazy games. My alma mater actually lost, and it was kind of upsetting, but we're still here. We're troopers, okay? We're troopers. I'm not gonna cry. And I don't even know how to express and put into words the UCLA and Gonzaga game last night.
It's a lot to pack. It's a lot to unpack.
So, before I ask you the ultimate question, I want to know if there are teams that you didn't see coming in the tournament this season.
So, UCLA. I did not think an 11 seed could not only make it that far, they're a great team, but to put Gonzaga in that position to where they had to make that type of shot to go to the next round in overtime.
In overtime.
It's pretty crazy. So I didn't see UCLA coming. Also, another surprise for me was Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts making an appearance in the Sweet 16. That's pretty cool. I thought they were going to be a Cinderella story, but obviously Sweet 16 is as far as they went. But still, they upset a lot of people by ruining everyone's bracket when they beat Ohio State, which to me was...
That was unprecedented. That was me with UCLA beating Michigan. I was like, huh? Like, that doesn't add up to me. Like it did not add up to me at all. But you know what is gonna add up? You putting this oil on this chicken. So because this is Nashville Hot Chicken, we have to put our hot and spicy oil mixture on here while it's still hot. So I'm gonna give you a brush.
Okay.
And you just carefully, yeah, just brush it on. There you go. Oh, yes. I love that. Just cake it on, honestly. It's hot chicken. It's hot chicken. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts right now on this?
This is actually really, really fun and satisfying. I've always wanted to do this. I've seen people do this on like videos. I'm like, wow, that looks really cool. Especially on the zoom in shots.
Yeah, this is fun for me.
This is looking really
delicious. And we're gonna plate up and eat soon because I'm hungry, as I always am. Every time we film this show, I don't eat breakfast. And I'm making food and I'm starving the entire time. Nice work.
You didn't eat breakfast? That's a sizzling hot take.
Well, if I'm gonna cook really good food on the show, why am I gonna eat breakfast? I have to make room in my stomach so that I can eat. Okay, keep going. All right, while you're doing that, I'm gonna ask you my final question. Who do you predict will win the men's championship tomorrow at 8 p.m.?
I believe Gonzaga is going to win. I believe that those guys are locked in. They have a lot of adrenaline from the last game. They are playing a worthy opponent. Baylor is not a team to mess with. Their shooting percentages and their three-point shooting is pretty amazing. The way that they attack the boards is really well too.
Yeah.
They're a great team all around. However, I believe, in my opinion, that Gonzaga has more to lose. They have a perfect season on the line. And it'd be amazing if they could pull it through with a championship to end that perfect season, this perfect run that they're having, and to cap off last night's amazing half-court bank shot to send them to the finals. Like, you know, like that's pretty amazing. So I do believe that Gonzaga is going to be the team that ends up crowned the NCAA Men's March Madness Championship.
All right, so we're gonna plate up and we're gonna have a little bit of fun. This is how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna let you plate up while I ask you questions because you're doing such a great job. I think I've met my match in the kitchen. He has great technique. He just knows what to do. He's been like, okay, we're putting the chicken in the oil. He's been really great. I'm really glad that you decided to be a guest with us today. I'm glad that you accepted my invitation.
I appreciate you having me. It's been fun, really fun, sizzling hot.
All right, so this is how you're gonna do it. You're gonna put a piece of bread. This is Texas toast. It's the only bread that you should eat fried chicken on. So fight me in the comments, but not right now, okay? So you're gonna put a piece of bread down.
Okay.
And then you're gonna take your preferred piece of chicken.
See, this one, I've been eyeing this one since the show started. Like that?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna get one too, I guess. There we go. Oh, that's delicious. And then some pickles.
Oof, can't forget the pickles.
No, we cannot. There
Oh, thank you.
My hands are clean. We practice good hygiene in this kitchen.
That's how you know it's good chicken.
That's how you know it's good chicken right there. And if you want to make this at home too, make sure that you check the description down below. I have my recipe, all of my little secrets, because I don't always follow the recipe that other people put, just so that you know. All right, so we're gonna talk about MLS, but the MLS season actually hasn't started yet. It starts on the 17th of April. And so one of the things that is really exciting about Major League Soccer is the jerseys. Every year they come out with new kits. So I have a little bracket.
Ooh.
We're gonna have a little jersey bracket and I'm gonna make you choose. Okay, so here we go. Against Atlanta United and FC Cincinnati, who has the best jersey?
I'm going with FC Cincinnati, and here's why. I really loved Atlanta's classic home kit with the stripes. They went away from the stripes and decided to go with the solid black with just, you know, I think it was like 4 pinstripes in the middle.
Yeah.
Wasn't a big fan of that. They had a great jersey. They should have kept it, maybe modified it a bit, but for that reason, I'm going with Cincinnati. I feel like they presented a pretty sleek design and it looks nice. And since it's Atlanta, comparing Atlanta to FC, not other jerseys, Cincinnati for sure.
It's gonna be Cincinnati. Okay. Now, between Chicago Fire and the LA Galaxy.
I'm going with the Galaxy. I love that they went with retro colors. It's very, very 90s-esque, and I like that. I think it's a really good jersey. This one was a tough decision because I really did like the Chicago kits. So Yeah, that one was tough, but definitely LA Galaxy.
Yeah, I like the Chicago Fire one, but this is not my opinion. We're not sharing my opinion right now. Okay, and now lastly, the Houston Dynamo and the New York Red Bulls.
So I am a Dynamo fan. However, I wasn't a big fan of the jersey. I felt it was pretty simple, and I really love New York's sleek design. And they changed their home jersey just a tiny bit, but enough to where it's like, wow, that's a really good looking jersey. It's very sleek, very professional. I've always
liked the Red Bull colors, in my opinion. I think they're just absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I think we can agree on this one here. Okay, let's go to the other side of the bracket. So we have NYCFC and Orlando City.
I'm going with Orlando City. I really love the dark purple contrast going into a light purple, and it's a polo, and I'm a sucker for polos, so I like the Orlando City one a lot.
Okay. I think this one's going to be a little bit easier. So we have the Portland Timbers and the Philadelphia United.
Portland.
I liked Portland too.
Portland.
Because you mentioned pinstripes earlier, and I was like, yeah, he's going to choose Portland. Yeah. Okay. And lastly, I think this one might be a little bit easy too. We have the Vancouver Whitecaps and Sporting Kansas City.
I really, really liked Sporting Kansas City new home jersey. I love the stripes with the light blue and dark blue. I loved it. Vancouver seemed a little too simple for me, but I really like Sporting Kansas City. They always have great jerseys, great color schemes. It's a great colors, great organization, and I really like that jersey.
Okay. Now we're down to 3 on one side and 3 on another. So out of the 3 that we have on one side, we have FC Cincinnati, LA Galaxy, and the New York Red Bulls. Which one do you pick?
I'm going to go with the Galaxy. I really love what they did. They really changed it up. They went away from their typical, the white, and they went with that old school kind of retro color. And it makes me think of the 90s, the old Galaxy.
Yeah.
And I really like it. They had some great players during that era, and I love that they're bringing that back. So I like it.
Okay. Awesome. So that's the winner for that side. And now we have Orlando City, the Portland Timbers, and Sporting Kansas City on the other.
See, that one's tough. And that one's tough because I don't know who to decide between Portland and Sporting Kansas City. But
so Orlando City?
I'm going to have to pick, Orlando City's out.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go with Sporting Kansas City. I really loved what they did. That design is very sleek, and I really like it.
Okay. So now we're down to the last round. We have the LA Galaxy and Sporting Kansas City. If you had to rock a jersey for the rest of your life, what jersey would you wear?
I don't know about for the rest of my life, but for the 2021 season, I love what the Galaxy did.
Okay.
They did great. They were bold. They did something really different from the rest of the teams, and I liked it. It was really, really good jersey, and I think that they're going to have success with that jersey this season.
Okay, so LA Galaxy, your jersey kit won. That is Isaac's Sizzling Hot take. And now we are going to have some Sizzling Hot Chicken.
Let's do it.
All right, cheers to you.
Cheers. Oof.
Wait, we do this on the show. Ready? This is kind of... Okay, I'm scared.
That's some good chicken.
Wait.
Don't forget the bread.
The bread. Oh, yeah. I don't know what I have on my face right now.
That is some good chicken.
We killed it. Do I have something on my face?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
That's Sizzlin Hot.
It's Sizzling Hot. This is good Nashville chicken. How would you rate this out of 10?
I'd give it a sizzling 9 out of 10.
Oh.
So good.
Okay.
10 out of 10 is hard, right? Because nothing's truly perfect.
I mean, I aim to be, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah Michelle. Was that too hot of a take?
I encourage honest opinions here. I'm gonna go get messy off camera and fight Isaac too. And thank you so much for joining me today. And I want to let you guys know, thank you for making it to the end of my video. That's what you get for giving me a 9 out of 10. I want to thank you guys for making it to the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Sizzling Hot with SM. I'm Sarah Michelle, and I will see you next time.